This is an official Football League video, one in a series that features Race for the Championship. 60 minutes of non-stop action captured in the only official video of the pursuit of the Football League trophy. The official and exclusive Football League video of your club's season in Division 1 relives all the games, home and away, all the goals for and against, a collectible must for every supporter. Revel in the First Division's most breathtaking goals in goals galore, and the greatest goalkeepers in action in saves galore. A brilliant 1-2 from the Football League. Welcome to the official Football League video of Aston Villa's season 1990-1991. It was a season of change. Of elation. And frustration. You'll see all the goals from all the games as Villa attempt to build on the success of the previous season. Aston Villa started the campaign fresh from their best placing in Division 1 since the Championship season 10 years earlier. Under Graham Taylor, they'd been runners-up to Liverpool and gained a place in the UEFA Cup. But the managerial success had led to much speculation that Taylor would become the successor to Bobby Robson. And shortly after the World Cup, that appointment was finalised. Chairman Doug Ellis broke new ground in replacing Taylor with Josef Venglos, a Czechoslovakian who'd coached their national team for many years. He had a wealth of knowledge of the European game, the first foreigner to manage in the English First Division. On the playing side, there were no major additions to the first-team squad. Paul McGrath had returned from a successful World Cup with the Irish squad. Gordon Cowans was hoping that his consistent performances of the previous season wouldn't be overlooked by Graham Taylor as he reshaped the England team. Certain to be part of that team, David Platt, the club's leading scorer last season. Spearheading the attack, the aerial power of Tony Cascarino and the speed of Tony Daly. When you were in pre-season training and you were back flush from the World Cup, did you expect some glory?
I think we did do, yes, of course. After setting ourselves up last season with a couple of good cup runs and obviously finishing second in the Championship, we had a lot of expectations for this year.
Along with those expectations came a new strip, still claret and blue but with a fresh design. So on August the 25th, the new season got underway.
There was a really cosmopolitan atmosphere at Villa Park where the home crowd gave new manager Josef Venglos a warm welcome. But it was the Channel Islander Matthew Le Tissier, who must be on the verge of an England call-up, who made the biggest impression, scoring what might well have been the goal of the day. He kept his cool to slot it easily past Nigel Spink, a piece of skill from Le Tissier well worth a second look. Villa spent £1.5 million last season on Tony Cascarino's aerial power, and the big Irish international repaid some of that fee when he rose emphatically to head home from Daly's beautifully measured cross.
Oh, and Beardsley, it was a great ball by Ablett. And a great goal! Nielsen. Platt! 1-1. Nicely timed, the overlap from Ablett. Barnes. Price first to him again. With as much strength as he can muster. Oh my word! What can you do about that? Absolutely nothing.
First minute of the second half, Paul McGrath tripped City's Niall Quinn in the area. And Mark Ward stepped up to put City a goal ahead. Now a good interchange of passes between Niall Quinn and Neil Poynton. And Poynton's in to put City 2 up. Poynton celebrated so much though he lost his concentration and immediately committed a foul on David Platt. Another clear penalty. And David Platt scored himself. It wasn't enough though. City climb up into 6th place. But after 39 minutes, Coventry found themselves in familiar territory. There's an error from Brian Kilcline, and Tony Cascarino takes full advantage. David Platt in the clear, and Platt brought down by Lloyd McGrath. A clear penalty. And England's World Cup sharpshooter picked himself up and made no mistake from the spot. But Coventry refused to bow to pressure from the home side and deserved to get back on terms when fullback Brian Borrows equalised with an effort that even Josimar of Brazil might have been proud of. It's a great strike. Nigel Spink doesn't let many in from that sort of distance. Villa, though, looking for their first win of the season, pressed forward and were rewarded 8 minutes from time. The substitute Dwight York, and the ball falls kindly for Tony Cascarino. The Irishman blasts it home. Joseph Benglos has his first success in English football.
Mr. Maxwell's financial dealings have left Derby uncertain about their future, but they presented Villa with plenty of problems early on. And when Tony Daly gave Villa the lead after 15 minutes from Cascarino's nod down, it was against the run of play. And then Dean Saunders almost equalised on the half hour when his rasping shot cannoned off the woodwork. Although they had most of the game, Derby came away empty-handed. David Platt, not exactly fresh from his endeavours, fetching and carrying for Gascoigne and Barnes in the England midfield, scored the winner. The third time in 2 weeks that Shilton, England's new goalkeeping coach, has been beaten from long range.
So, after a poor start, 2 successive victories elevate Villa to 8th place in the table, with David Platt continuing his World Cup form, scoring in each of those last 4 games. The following Wednesday, European football returned to England as Villa faced Banik Ostrava in the UEFA Cup. After an early setback, Villa scored 3 times to take a 2-goal advantage to Czechoslovakia. The only bad news, a knee injury for Tony Cascarino, sidelining him for 2 to 3 weeks. The following Saturday, Queen's Park Rangers were the visitors.
Well, certainly a proverbial game of 2 halves at Villa Park. Andy Sinton started the first half fun. A great run from him. Past the Villa defenders and past goalkeeper Spink. Just 4 minutes later and Villa were back in it. Villa so dangerous from set pieces. Gordon Cowan's corner, Derek Mountfield's head provided the finish. Ray Wilkins had a fine game in the Rangers midfield, and Rangers soon recaptured the lead. A battle between Nielsen and Les Ferdinand, and the Londoners have a penalty, and no arguments about that one. Roy Wegley added to his impressive goal tally, his 6th strike of the season. The action was relentless. It came as no surprise when Villa pulled back to level terms. Ian Ormondroyd again showing he's more skillful than he looks. Ormondroyd in for the injured Tony Cascarino and delivering a sweet strike from 20 yards. That was the end of the scoring. Caution overtook both teams in the second half.
Cowans with the free kick. Platt. What a magnificent goal by David Platt. His 7th goal of the season. And so far, in the battle between England's 2 brightest stars, David Platt is most definitely ahead. Here's Olney for Villa. Just kept in by Cowans. Birch. McGrath. Playing some nice football now, Villa. And it goes to Olney and Platt's up there with him. Away by Sedgley. And that was dangerous from Howells, and Olney. Blackwater should have scored. That's a good kick as well, and Nabbit climbed highest of the line. Yes! Right on the stroke of half-time, Gary Lineker's opportunism has brought Spurs level. Where he gets it forward for Villa, and Daly is adjudged onside. Olney and Platt arriving in the penalty area to join him, and Gray. Oh, tremendous effort by Gray. Well saved. And Cowans finds Daly, and suddenly a huge space is opened up in the middle of the field for Villa. Good challenge by Nabbit, but Platt takes on and beats Thomas. Or does he? He doesn't. Mitchell Thomas did well. And Walsh for Spurs. On to Allen. Allen's in the clear. Yes! Paul Allen gets his first goal of the season, and Tottenham are in front.
A good performance, but no points, and Villa slipped to 11th in the table. But in Europe the following Wednesday, Villa secured a place in the UEFA Cup second round, a fine 2-1 victory in Ostrava, 5-2 the aggregate success. 2 days later they're drawn against one of the giants of European football, Inter Milan. After the heady success of Europe, it was back to the bread and butter of the league, and Villa looked for a home win against newly promoted Sunderland.
Villa, though, didn't take the lead until the 44th minute. Gordon Cowans with a deep cross. Stuart Gray headed across goal. Ian Olney on the spot to guide it past Tony Norman. And then a dreadful mistake by the Sunderland goalkeeper settled the issue. You certainly won't want a tape of this attempted save from Tony Daly's shot for his home video. Poor Norman. He won't win save of the season, with that one. And 7 minutes later, Villa wrapped up the win when David Platt headed his 6th league goal of the season. What an impressive goal-scoring record for the England midfield man.
Sandwiched between the European campaign had come 2 single-goal victories over Barnsley in the Rumbelows League Cup. With no First Division fixtures because of England's European Championship game the following week, Villa gained further European experience with a goalless draw in a friendly against Moscow Dynamo. The following weekend, Platt, Cascarino and Nielsen returned from international duty to take on Wimbledon, the result a dull goalless draw. But back in Europe, a memorable night at Villa Park. Inter Milan, containing no less than 8 World Cup players from Italy and West Germany, are overturned in a magnificent display. Next to the league in a home game against Leeds, after which Josef Venglos was named as manager of the month for an undefeated October, again a goalless draw. Millwall provide the midweek opposition, this time in the Rumbelows League Cup, 3rd round. 2 second-half goals gave Villa a 4th-round tie with another second division team, Middlesbrough. And then it was back to the league and an away game at Stamford Bridge. Jury might get away here, and he takes some catching. Chelsea flooding into the centre. Wise is there, and a goal for Graham Lasso. Cascarino. Bumstead got him very well. He's been doing that down the years. Lasso kept his balance, kept the ball off the post and back to the goalkeeper. So this time only getting it as far as Cowans. David Platt is left disappointed by a whistle that might well have been for offside, but could also have been for half-time. Yes, the half-time whistle had gone. That was the reason Platt's goal was disallowed. It was the closest Villa came to scoring as more league points were dropped, a case perhaps of minds distracted by the forthcoming UEFA Cup tie. But after that great performance at Villa Park against Inter, the team then suffered a major setback to the season in the return leg. 3 goals without reply meant the Italians progressed to the next round.
I think it was always going to be a difficult game in the San Siro, but what we'd done 2 weeks earlier at Villa Park in playing so well and getting a very good result against them, we actually went over, I think, and was a little bit overconfident. We felt that we only had to turn up a little bit. And after 90 minutes in the San Siro, it was one of those games where you thought, well, we haven't really performed. It wasn't the disappointment of being knocked out so much as the disappointment of not performing on that stage, really, when I think everybody expected us to go through.
Out of Europe, it was back to the league against Nottingham Forest.
Villa haven't scored in nearly 300 minutes of league football. This run by Tony Daly led to a penalty early in the second half. Steve Chettle tripped Ian Olney. Seemed that their luck might finally change. David Platt with the penalty. His touch deserted him. Mark Crossley made the save. Stuart Pearce first to the rebound. Forest survive, but not for long. From the corner, the ball is forced home by Kent Nielsen. This fixture has built up a very high standard in recent years. And Nigel Clough finds France Carr. Forest get the equaliser. All square after 90 minutes, and Villa and Forest now level on 14 points in mid-table.
Norwich are a team on a roll, and just 3 minutes into this match they were ahead. Ian Crook beating Nigel Spink from some 30 yards. On the 2 occasions these sides met last year, Derek Mountfield scored an own goal. This time things started better for Mountfield. With Spink beaten, he keeps out a shot by Raoul Fox. But after half-time it turns sour. Lee Power puts Dale Gordon clear of everyone but Mountfield. No doubt about that one. and it's a predictable result. Mountfield sent back to the changing room in the 50th minute. In the 71st minute, the two men previously denied by Mountfield, Fox and Gordon, combined down the right to produce Norwich's second goal. And a cracker it is too. A great one too. And a really sharp finish from Fox. Norwich are now unbeaten in 5 games.
Has come forward. Williams has a sight of goal, but it hit Cowans in the wall. Williams goes in again. Dowie. And now Elstrup. And Kingsley Black! A player who was getting more and more in on the act in the first half has given the first half a goal. And the free kick in the end was costly. Although it didn't come from the rehearsed route. But Dowie typically made a nuisance of himself, and then Lars Elstrup up against Derek Mountfield, headed across, and Black all alone on his left foot picked that one out. Dreyer, oh, and Dowie! McGrath was there again when he needed to be. And McGrath, excellent again. And here's Elstrup, yes! A second goal that should secure the points. Lars Elstrup had time to get it onto his favoured left foot, and there was only a tiny gap down by the post, but he found it. This is Daly, and now York. Still have a lot of players forward, and Dwight York has turned beautifully. And it was McDonough who got to it. Now Cowans takes them all on. His target in the bottom corner. And that's the way it's gone for Aston Villa. Not just today, but throughout this month, really. McDonough has done very well indeed. Dowie will keep it in. Looking for another goal. Hughes. Kingsley Black off the bar. And not initially out of play. Well, that really would have been an insult to Aston Villa. Very nearly 3-0. 3 defeats and 3 draws in the last 6 games dropped Villa down to 14th spot. A worrying lack of form in the league, but the Rumbelows League Cup run continued with a 3-2 victory over Middlesbrough, their 2 goals coming in the final 4 minutes. The quarter-final draw sends Villa to Leeds in January. Recently completed the signing of Ivo Staš from Baník Ostrava, a club previously coached by Josef Venglos. But time now to concentrate on improving the league position.
10th minute Gordon Cowan's corner, helped on by Ian Ormondroyd, leaves David Platt with little more to do than claim the goal. Well, 1 goal's normally enough against Sheffield United. This time it isn't. 5 minutes into the second half, skipper Vinnie Jones out-jumps the Villa defence. Villa missing the suspended centre-half Derek Mountfield. Not surprising those fans are celebrating United's first goal in over 11 hours of league football. But the celebrations premature. Not a great deal to shout about once again for Dave Bassett's side. 10 minutes from time, fullback Chris Price. 2-1 to Villa, and poor United still haven't won all season.
The following Saturday, the Midlands is brought to a standstill by heavy snow, and Villa's game against Manchester City is postponed. But 1 week later, all was clear at the Dell.
Keep your eye on the Southampton number 7, Matthew Le Tissier. Le Tissier had a bout of flu and had to pull out of the England trip to Algeria in midweek. Involved right at the start of the move, and when it comes back to Mick Adams, just watch who pops up to nod the ball in. Yes, it's Le Tissier. The Saints in front just before half-time. 10 minutes from time, there's a controversial penalty decision from the same referee who sent off Tony Adams last week. This is Daly. And down he goes. Was he in the box and was he brought down illegally? It's a very close thing. A penalty is given and David Platt has the responsibility. And Platt, the young international, delighted with that. Villa's first away goal since September.
Smith. Merson. Given straight to Daly. Great buzz of anticipation as Daly sets off on one of those runs. And it's a tremendous run too by the Villa winger. And a great claim for handball against Steve Bold. And the referee has given it. It was just outside the box though. A tremendous run there by Tony Daly, who is finally adding consistency to the undoubted talents he has had for so many years. And a clear handball and a dangerous one too by Steve Bold, only just outside the penalty area.
Well, this is a situation that always dangerous with Aston Villa.
Oh, tremendous save! Saw him, but the free kick was taken so quickly, knocked short to Stuart Gray, and it brought a tremendous save from David Seaman in the Arsenal goal.
Unfortunately,
Offside.
a Villa player offside, but it was a cracking effort. I was saying how dangerous they can be at free kicks. That was a little bit special, wasn't it? A very good save by David Seaman.
10 Aston Villa players back behind the ball here. It's difficult for Arsenal to keep patient and keep probing away, and they lost their patience in the end. But they get it back with Thomas. Merson. Great ball. Groves. First time for Smith. What a superb effort. And how is it kept out?
Well, a wonderful save by Spink. Got his left hand to that one, Alan. That was a marvellous move by Arsenal. Here we go, the super ball in the first place by Merson. A nice little square ball there. We set a balance, but he took it superbly well with his left foot, and the keeper just managed to deflect it wide.
Again running the ball outside his own penalty area. Smith broke for Groves. Nice little ball to Merson. Groves again. Limpar. Merson with the shot. Tremendous save. Well, Merson has been denied, and so have several other Arsenal players in this first half by Nigel Spink's agility and shot-stopping ability.
Yeah, the Arsenal boys, the passing was very good again there, Alan. A nice lay-off again for Merson.
And that's a nice ball for Cowan. Oh yes, good play. Cascarino has gone forward for the cross, but Bold met it first. It comes back to Daly. Not a bad effort, was it? Tony Daly started the first half with a great run. He started the second half with a great shot, and it took a deflection along the way to earn Villa a corner.
Yes, it was just a deflection off the nearest defender there, Alan, and to go for the corner kick. But a snap effort by Tony Daly.
Caution has crept in. Ormond Roy forward. Back to him. As Daly hit the ground, it comes to Cascarino, and now Platt! Platt! Great save by Seaman. Brave, quick and decisive. It looked as though Platt had found a way through.
Well, yes, he had, and you know, he took it well, David Platt, as we know he can do. Great control, David Seaman, brave, down at his feet, and that's one of the second saves he's really had to make today, David Seaman. But what an important one it was.
Everton and Aston Villa have become the sleeping giants of the First Division this season. Howard Kendall's men hovering just above the relegation zone, and Villa performing dismally away from home, winning only once. At Goodison, it was the same old story for the visitors. Everton stealing the points with something of a collector's item, a rare goal from their centre-forward Graham Sharp. It was only his second goal of the season, but proved enough to send Villa to their 7th defeat on the road.
Robson and Ince and Webb all operating in quite a congested area in the centre of midfield. And Owen coming up on the right, he's got it in front of Ormond Roy, a penalty. A The long leg of Ian Ormond-Royd stretched out, and it brought Owen down. The responsibility really on the right back to get forward, and he took on that responsibility, and his reward is another penalty for Manchester United. They've been getting them regularly recently. Ormond-Royd tackling from behind. Steve Bruce has taken on the penalty role this year. He has a 100% record. And he still has. It's his 6th successful penalty this season. It's given Manchester United a lead after 19 minutes. Right into the bottom corner. Right. Ormond-Royd to his left. Cascarino with the reinforcements arriving in the centre. Ormond-Royd goes on. Oh, and it's an own goal. Gary Pallister. And Aston Villa, the team that can't score, have had one presented to them by Gary Pallister. Ormond-Royd, who conceded the penalty, certainly put United in a difficult position here by having a go at Owen, and he got past him. It was an awkward cross to defend against, but Manchester United will feel it shouldn't have ended up in the back of their own net. And Ormond-Royd, very much a central figure in this first half. Oh, Pallister! And my goodness. Manchester United in problems of their own making again. Derek Mountfield came storming in, and Gary Pallister actually did the job for Villa in flicking it on, and it was Mountfield who couldn't control the header. It's a trying time for Pallister, and a frustrating one for Mountfield. Phelan, Pallister, done a lot of attacking. Hughes, oh, and it was a great shot, and the save was even better. Well, if Manchester United don't win this game, they will pay credit, I'm sure, to Spink. Look at that.
Only 48 hours after their victory over Liverpool, Crystal Palace came down to earth with a resounding bump at Villa Park. Villa went ahead 2 minutes into the second half. John Salako bringing down Chris Price, and up steps David Platt to convert his 6th penalty of the season. Then 3 minutes from time, Palace's offside trap is well and truly sprung. Lee Butler finds Platt, and the England man all alone makes no mistake for his 15th goal of the season. He's joint top scorer in the First Division.
Despite that victory, Villa still hovering dangerously close to the relegation area. In the FA Cup, a replay at Plough Lane, and then extra time before an Alan Cork goal settled the tie in Wimbledon's favour. Off the field, assistant manager John Ward left the club to be replaced by one of Villa's European Cup winning heroes, Peter With. The following weekend, Villa played host to Liverpool.
Liverpool signed Jimmy Carter from Millwall for £800,000 this week, but it was Villa who made the early running. David Platt drawing the best out of Bruce Grobbelaar after 15 minutes. Liverpool started to find their rhythm in the second half. Steve McMahon sent off in the cup last week comes pretty close. But Nigel Spink and the Aston Villa goal up to everything that Liverpool throw at him.
Back to the Rumbelows League Cup again, and in the 5th round, Leeds United put together one of their best displays of the season, completely routing Villa 4-1. Now out of all cup competitions, it was time to concentrate on bettering league form.
Coventry haven't lost at home since Terry Butcher's first game in charge against Liverpool. But it was Aston Villa's England international David Platt who broke the deadlock at Highfield Road. He lobbed home over the advancing Steve Grizovic for his 16th of the season. The commentary team convinced he'd fouled fullback David Burrows in the process, and manager Terry Butcher booked for protesting too much. But the Sky Blues were looking somewhat happier minutes later when their in-form midfield pocket battleship Mickey Ginn put them on level terms. It was a scrambled effort, but they all count. It was Ginn's third in a week, but the accusing fingers at Cyril Regis. Was he offside? Minutes from the end, Burrows had the last laugh on struggling Villa when he whipped over the cross for David Speedy to give commentary the 3 points with a well-directed header past Nigel Spink. Derby County couldn't afford to lose at Villa Park, and with Dean Saunders again the pick of their side, they were off to a promising start. Mick Harford heads the Rams into an early lead. Villa, urged in the week by manager Joseph Venglosh to show more steel in their play, took just 70 seconds to equalise. Gary Micklewhite handles in the box, and Gordon Cowans, named as a standby for next week's England B international against Wales B, converts the penalty. There are a few more disconsolate figures in the First Division than Villa's striker Tony Cascarino. He hadn't scored for 3 months until, with just under 20 minutes to go, the big Republic of Ireland international ends his drought. It isn't pretty, but he'll still take it. 3 minutes later, it was another of Aston Villa's internationals, Dwight York from Trinidad and Tobago, who scored the crucial third goal. Peter Shilton never stood a chance. And York showed he must have been spending some of the summer watching the World Cup. Roger Miller and company in London this week for the Cameroons game against England. Nothing to lose and bottom place staring them in the face, Derby mounted a late rally. They managed to pull one back, Mel Sage capping a fine run with a searing left-foot drive, but it wasn't enough. The Derby decline continues and they're looking a less than sound investment.
After starting only a handful of games this season, Paul Birch left Villa Park for second division promotion contenders Wolverhampton Wanderers, a £400,000 deal. Birch had played over 200 matches since joining Villa as an apprentice. With weather disrupting the league programme, it was 3 weeks before Villa played their next game.
Nottingham Forest have long since been out of the title running in the First Division, but they continue to play their own brand of stylish football. Nigel Clough is back in the England reckoning, and he's back in his best form too. That's his 8th league goal of the season. Aston Villa, even without the injured England international David Platt, can be a very difficult side to beat. That's a great run from Paul McGrath. And Tony Cascarino is in for his second goal in 3 weeks, 1-1. Good set piece this from Villa. Gordon Cowans with a corner. And Derek Mountfield applies the final touch. Villa look like taking all 3 points until the very last minute. A late surge from Forest, and Steve Hodge is in an ideal position to head the equaliser. A score draw at the City Ground.
A few months ago when a fixture at Bramall Lane was 3 points in the bag, but things have changed. Kevin Gage's awful back pass allows in Ian Bryson just after half-time. 5 minutes later, Gordon Cowan's corner is met by Derek Mountfield for an Aston Villa equaliser. But Villa, missing David Platt and Tony Daly, couldn't prevent Brian Dean getting his 14th goal of the season. United have now won 5 games on the trot.
So Sheffield United draw level with Villa and a host of other clubs on 28 points. The relegation struggle now very serious. Needing goals, Villa signed Gary Penrice from Watford for £1 million. He took his place in the team to face Luton.
Well run by Cascarino. Danger here. And well cleared by Dowie. Still Villa pressure. McGrath. Gray. Johnson's head. Pembridge. Well run by Cowans. Cascarino can turn. Can he shoot? Good save. Alec Chamberlain's working hard for his money today. This is a good save. Cascarino doesn't really get hold, does he? But well seen by Chamberlain. Mountfield missed it for once. And now it's Elstrup and Black, the two danger men in unison. Good ball across the face! And Derek Mountfield is the culprit. A highly unfortunate own goal, but Luton Town on a breakaway between the two undoubted danger men, Lars Elstrup in picture and Kingsley Black, have taken the lead here. Derek Mountfield, own goal. And this is a kind of a hat-trick he won't want. More on that in a second. Black's dangerous cross, and Mountfield, in attempting to get it over the bar, puts it under and in. Good tackle, McDonough. Now Black. Dowie. Dreyer. Good ball from Dreyer. And Black again creating space for himself superbly. And that's even more than he could have hoped for, because it's going to be a Luton corner. As we go into the dying minutes of the first half now. Corner given away by Gordon Cowans, and Spink waits and organises. Pembridge, good effort. Oh, what a magnificent goal for a youngster. What a superb goal. And Villa are in real problems here. This is as good a goal as I've seen this season. Short little corner, dragging players away from the box, and that's where the ball goes. And you can only fault Spink because it's gone in literally into the corner of a post. Beaumont. And Cascarino not offside because one or two like Roger had stayed slightly back off the defensive line. Penrice there first. York, edge of the box. Luton can't clear. Gage makes something out of that ball from Cowans. Read it well. McGrath. Everybody forward of him. Cascarino was pulled. Must be a penalty. And that is poor defending by John Dreyer on Cascarino. And here's perhaps Aston Villa's lifeline. How often we see this? There was a clear pull. And that is really enough to make a manager fume. But it's given Aston Villa a lifeline, and it's David Platt on his return to the first team in front of his beloved Holt End. Would you believe it? Cascarino, can he finish? No, he can't. And is it truly to be Luton's day? The blast straight at Alec Chamberlain. Counts. Cascarino drops off. Good ball. Well seen by Breyer. And unlike Derek Mountfield in the first half, the clearance was over the bar. In just almost identical position from the one in which Mountfield scored the own goal. Again, Cowans tries to step up the tempo. McGrath, still McGrath, too long. Cowans keeps it. Platt, one back by Cascarino. Sheer weight of numbers produces some reward for Villa, and they're still in this game. Cowans keeping the ball alive. Good athletic header by Platt. Cascarino reacts quickest. And Tony Cascarino, whose return on a £1.5 million fee has not been exceptional, gets one important goal back for Villa now. York. Only is ahead of him. Platt arriving on the right-hand side if he can be seen. York goes alone. Oh! we would have had another contender for goal of the season, had that been a better footler. Powerful run and a powerful shot. And it really didn't miss by much. And everybody's forward at Paul McGrath. Cascarino, flat. Well seen. York kicked it down. Another excellent example to any youngster of the volley from distance. And Nigel Spink to get Villa going forward again. Free kick. McDonough on Olney. Everybody's forward for Villa here. It was close for Platt. Chamberlain thought about coming and went back. And for Joseph Venglos, a first home defeat could not really come at a worse time.
Tottenham's difficulties continue. Financial matters unresolved. Worse still, Paul Gascoigne appears to be on his way to Italy. But it was fellow World Cup hero David Platt who steals the show with a hat-trick. Gordon Cowans lays on the pass and Platt shows beautiful control. His 17th of the season. Villa, now battling for survival in the First Division, will be glad he's back. Cowans again the provider for Platt's second after 35 minutes. Poor marking leaves Torsford offering only token resistance, but wonderful first touch again from Platt. The hat-trick came a minute after the break. The corner is cleared. Trinidad international Dwight York knocks the ball forward, and there is the predatory Platt, happily restored to fitness. It's 3-0 to Villa. Gascoigne, of course, missing after his stomach operation this week, but his replacement, Vinnie Samways, seizes on a great cross from young substitute Philip Gray to offer Spurs a ray of hope. If Gascoigne does go, then Samways could be an important player at White Hart Lane. Paul Allen restored some respectability, adding a goal 7 minutes from time, although Nigel Spink probably feels he should have stopped it. But it was too little, too late for troubled Tottenham.
As usual, operating with the three centre-backs, having to try and cope with two very inexperienced forwards. They're lacking nothing in enthusiasm and with plenty of skill as well. And here is David Rush for Sunderland. Great stop by Spink. It would have meant so much to Rush and to his teammates. Suddenly he came striding through in the clear. Stretched for it, had to take it first time in truth, and Spink was equal to it. Rush. Cowans. And Penrice has got in behind Hardiman. He's dragged Ord across. Oh, Cascarino. Unmarked. And Roker Park. Here's a good ground for Cascarino again as he comes here with Aston Villa after that major contribution with Gillingham 4 years ago now when he sent Sunderland into the third division. He's a scorer once more at Sunderland. And Sunderland's defending here had to be questioned. Penrice involved again, coming to terms with the First Division. Cowans. Here's Mountfield. All this as a result of Pascoe and Bracewell getting in each other's way. And Penrice, can he provide for Cascarino again? Or even Chris Price?
Cascarino. It's deflected. It's a cruel goal. What a contrast in emotions here. Cascarino applauds his own luck. And it's a sad, sad feeling for Sunderland. It hit Paul Bracewell and looped over Tony Norman, who could do nothing about it. So Cascarino has made another contribution. But it was Bracewell who diverted it in. And it's another back pass that took a lot of confidence. Well, when it works, it looks good, but it could easily have been the folly of youth then. Blake, another current member of the England under-21 squad, but he'll tell you he knew exactly what he was doing. Brady, pulled back by Nielsen. Sunderland in a situation here, 10 minutes into the second half, when they badly need something to go their way. This free kick situation might supply it. Pascoe! Davenport at the far post. So, Sunderland rekindle their spirits. Quick free kick, caught Villa out, but not Davenport. Here's ours. Blake getting in another good tackle for Villa. Came right across as well. The linesman's given the throw to Aston Villa, and Sunderland were caught completely flat-footed. Platt to Cascarino. Aston Villa can't believe their luck, and they can't make the use of it either. It would have been bedlam here, I think. The referee appeared to be pointing Sunderland's way, but the linesman indicated that it was a Villa throw. It was taken that way, and Sunderland were wildly out of position. But this time Cascarino just couldn't round it all off, one-on-one against Tony Norman. Brady goes right at them again. Well, there were three in the centre, but this was the better chance for Villa. David Platt looked up. Everything wrong-footed for Sunderland. Cascarino totally unmarked, but Tony Norman anticipated, made his own luck. The second Sunderland substitution, Corn Forth goes off. John Kay comes on. Normally a right back, so whether that means Gary Howard goes into midfield seems the most likely scenario. Oh, Cascarino won't go out, I don't think. Cowans, Platt! It is 3-1 now. Another chapter of accidents for Sunderland. And you can't make mistakes with David Platt on hand to take his total for the season to 20. A complete mishit by Cascarino. Norman felt he had to go for it, and Penright actually, I think, headed it back. Cowans mishit it, but it was still enough to reach Platt, and the goalkeeper was nowhere. It was a very messy goal for Sunderland to concede, but Aston Villa won't mind. They'll take them any way that they come, and nobody takes them better than David Platt. Sunderland 1, Aston Villa 3. 13 minutes to go. Hours. Sunderland have a lot of players forward. Platt pushed Hours in the back. Not an immediate apology. bad books for the delaying of the free kick. Platt and Cowans. Hardiman. Forward jumping. Now, can anyone round this off? It's Rush! And if Davenport could have stretched a millimetre further, it seemed, he might have pinched a second. Spink was struggling. David Rush drove it back. And in came Davenport as the ball kept on rolling wide. An away win at long last, the first since beating Derby in September. Games in hand over the clubs around them, but Villa still need more points. The following week, Everton visited Villa Park.
At Villa Park, the visitors Everton squander a 2-goal lead and have to settle for a draw. That'll be very annoying for their Polish international, Robert Varcia. That's his firm header. Everton in front, just 2 minutes played. 11 minutes into the second half. You won't see many better individual goals than this one. Varcia, once again, all the way from the halfway line and past Nigel Spink. But now Everton relax and allow Villa back into it. David Platt's got plenty of goals since his comeback from injury, and he adds to his tally to make it 2-1. Platt arriving right on time as always. His 16th of the season. Just a minute to go now, and substitute Ian Olney earns Villa a point. Arsenal host to the Villa, knowing a win would put them 5 points clear of Liverpool at the top of the table. They have to wait 36 minutes for the first goal. Limpar puts Kevin Campbell in. Campbell can't miss at the moment. Best goal of the night, this one, soon after half-time. Nigel Winterburn, some splendid work from him on the left. And Davis takes it down, and a spectacular overhead kick past Spink. 2 up Arsenal, there's more to come. The manager, George Graham, describes the next 6 minutes as breathtaking. Alan Smith on the end of Merson's cross. A looping header over Spink. Now Paul McGrath makes a vain effort to get it off the line. The ball, as we will see, is in. Spink in no man's land, really. It's over the line and 3-0 to the Gunners. 60 seconds later this, another Merson cross for Limpar. Straight back in, and Alan Smith with the final touch. Number 19 of the season for Smith. Things get even worse for Villa. The keeper Nigel Spink stretched it off after 73 minutes, and that means England international David Platt has to wear the goalkeeper's jersey. And not much that Platt can do about Arsenal's 5th and Campbell's 2nd of the night. Young striker doing so well. His 7th goal in the last 9 games. Arsenal charge on towards the title. Manchester United warming up for their midweek Cup Winners' Cup trip to Legia Warsaw at Villa Park. United thoughts may well have been in Poland already. Tony Cascarino putting Villa in front 11 minutes after half-time. But just after the hour, United get the equaliser they deserve. Good work between McClare and Irwin. Low cross from Irwin into the path of Lee Sharp. The England new boy does the rest. The point shared at Villa Park. Queen's Park Rangers had gone 10 matches without losing before their game against Aston Villa. Aston Villa take the lead after 32 minutes. An exceptional goal too. David Platt beats Jan Stayskal. Platt's 22nd of the season. All change after the interval. Rangers storm back into it, and substitute Bradley Allen had only been on the pitch for 5 minutes before he gets the equaliser. A curler gets the better of Lee Butler in the Villa goal. And 3 minutes later, Don Howe's tactical changes pay full dividends. His other substitute, Paul Parker, back after injury, involved in the winner. He crosses and Andy Tilson heads in. Rangers now unbeaten in their last 11 matches. A lovely day at Selhurst Park, but a pretty drab match. David Platt's confrontation with Nigel Martin in the home goal, the nearest to a score in the first half.
And not much change in the second. Palace go close though. Eddie McGoldrick brings out a brilliant save from Lee Butler. No goals though in the end, the point shared. Aston Villa very short on consistency, only 3 points gained from the last 5 matches. Although Villa are 17th in the table, only a disastrous end-of-season run would bring relegation. At Villa Park, the visitors Wimbledon make all the early running, but Villa take the lead. Ian Olney on 35 minutes. 3 minutes before half-time, the Dons get the equaliser they deserve. Free kick from Keith Curle, flicked on by Vaughan Ryan, and John Fashanu at the far post finishes it off. That's number 19 in the league for Fashanu this season. The Wimbledon winner comes in the last 10 minutes, and it's scored by the substitute, number 14, Aidan Newhouse. 2-1 to the Dons, and Wimbledon now 7th in the First Division. These are very difficult times at Villa Park for Joseph Benglosh. Runners-up in the league last season, Villa struggling now under their Czech manager. And City's David White made things look even worse for Villa. Just 4 minutes gone. City a goal to the good, and much more to come from White at Villa Park. 20 minutes later, it's 2-0. A long clearance from Tony Coton to Niall Quinn. White in on goal and lobs it over Spink. The Villa defence all over the place. City 2 up and 2 for White. Just after the hour, there's a third goal. Again White involved. And Mark Brennan unmarked at the far post. Villa 0, Manchester City 3. Well, Villa pull one back 10 minutes later, but it's a very dubious looking penalty, this one. Colin Hendry is adjudged to have handled David Platt's shot on the line, but did the ball hit his hand or his chin? The referee said handball. David Platt himself to take the penalty. 3-1 to City. But now a final flourish from City in the last 5 minutes to round off a superb night for David White, but a disastrous one for Villa. Here's White again, and a great finish in off the post. His hat-trick. Where was the Villa defence? Last minute, and it's all White on the night. Another great strike, leaving Nigel Spink absolutely helpless. Things looking bad for Benglosh. He has, though, been given a vote of confidence by his chairman, Doug Ellis. Aston Villa's First Division future is by no means assured. There's a mistake by England international David Platt, letting in McAllister, and his cross goes in off the unfortunate Villa fullback Chris Price. Here's Villa's equaliser. There's some good work up front by Cascarino, and the Danish international Kent Nielsen finishes it off. 1-1 midway through the first half. 10 minutes later, Leeds back in front. Fairclough knocks it down. Lee Chapman beats Spink. Villa battle back after the interval, and they're level once again. Back header from McGrath, and Mountfield forces it in. But now Leeds produce a devastating salvo. 3 goals in 15 minutes. Chapman so dangerous in there. And there's some classy work from Chris White, the defender. 3-2 to Leeds. Leeds running the game now. There's a good save from Nigel Spink. He can't hold it though. And Carl Schutt gets number 4. 3 minutes from time. Here's Leeds' 5th goal. White right up there, and Lee Chapman gets his 29th of the season. And Villa still far from safe. David Platt turned down a £4.7 million move to Bari in Italy, and after only 9 minutes, he proves his worth to the Villa. It's his cross, and Mark Bowen turns it into his own net. Villa in front. Just before the interval, though, Norwich are level. Dale Gordon leaves Nigel Spink helpless. A draw would have been enough to ensure Villa's First Division survival. They make absolutely sure midway through the second half. Good work from Tony Cascarino, and Dwight York heads the winner for Villa. Their first win in 9 games. It keeps them in Division 1. Well,
Last week, Chelsea put paid to Liverpool's championship hopes, and they start with a flourish at Villa Park. 2 goals in the first 4 minutes. The first to Jason Cundy. 60 seconds later, another of Chelsea's homegrown youngsters, Graham Stewart, makes it 2. So Chelsea look like marking Bobby Campbell's last match in charge with a real goal glut, but now back come the Villa. Cowans, a nice touch from Cascarino. Price on the overlap, and Cascarino making tracks and heading a fine goal past Besant. Cascarino involved in the Villa equaliser as well. Rather fortunate to get the penalty decision as the Chelsea defenders converge. David Platt, who's turned down the opportunity to make himself a millionaire in Italy, gets Villa's point from the spot. Villa 2, Chelsea 2.
A very disappointing season for Aston Villa, poor league form and an early exit from all cup competitions. What did Josip Venglos think of his first season in England at Villa Park?
Always you need time to little bit settle down, to receive informations, to work calmly with those informations, and later on to go more and more by your way. And I hope that later on I will be able to do that, because now I know much more. I know much more about the not only game, but about the surroundings. And of course I know much better my players and opposition too.
Yeah, it's been pretty disappointing really in the end to finish the way that we did. But we started off so well at the beginning of the season. Well, we've been in the UEFA Cup. Had 3 great games in that, 2 against Banik Ostrava, and then the one at home against Inter Milan, and then fell away with the last one away in the San Siro.
Aston Villa, as I said immediately first, there is a great club. I am respecting very much our supporters who are excellent. They have a very strong feelings for a club. They are able to support players that time when they are playing well, but they are able to support them that time when they are not playing very well, and that is a very important part. And they understand what really football is, and what is very important too, their behavior is excellent, not only at home but away. And we had a very good feelings when we had a news that our supporters have been behaved very well in Czechoslovakia, in Italy. Only I am sorry, and I hope that next season they will have they will be more happy from the standing and performances from our team.
I think we've got to pick ourselves up and really put things right and get back to the way we were playing at the beginning of this season, because it's been so disappointing to finish the way we have. But there's no doubt there's ability in the club. It's just getting it right out there on the field. I think if we do and get everyone playing the way that the people are capable of, we can finish up there in the top 6 or so.
Apart from your own usually magnificent contribution, what have been the pluses of the season for Villa?
Well, I think obviously the European things really. We've done tremendous in those. Going back to the first 2 English clubs to get back.
It took a band to stop David Platt, a task beyond most defenders this season. The highlight of the season, the game against Inter at Villa Park. A chance now to relive that glorious night in October.
Agostini again. Towards Serena. Cut out nicely by Mountfield. Kept his nerve well there. So did Gray. Finding Paul Birch. Now we need Birch to set him alight. Finds Cowans. Now Daly with the pace on the far side. The Villa fans hold their breath now. It's crossed in by him, and down goes Singer. Not the best of crosses by Tony Daly. It's a real buzz every time the number 7 gets the ball though.
Very good move though. Brian started in Villa's half, well worked. Just a pity it wasn't finished off as good.
Paul Birch. Another throw to Villa. Coming up to the quarter of an hour mark. Cowans.
Gets it through to David Platt. Trying to turn Bergamy. Tried a shot, but Bergamy was wise to it. Birch now trying to get Cascarino in. Yes, and a terrific shot! A fabulous goal for Villa! Kent Nielsen! A terrific shot, and just the start Villa wanted. An amazing goal in his first of the season. What a terrific shot. There was no stopping that one.
Well, it's what Villa needed. There'd been no penetration up until now, and even now there wasn't, but what a great shot. And Zenga was left without any chance at all.
Blacks had it charged away.
It did. It was well teed up then.
Birch then. Cascarino played a great part here. And look at that. What a sight for sore Villa eyes there. Villa leading Inter Milan by a goal to nil. Kent Nielsen with that mighty shot. Bremer. Up to Matthäus. They've got to watch these surging runs through the midfield from Lothar Matthäus. That's unlike him. Villa, of course, who beat Spanik Ostrava of Czechoslovakia. And away comes Daly. Bergamy is lost. And the flag goes way up. No, it's obviously there was a foul on Bergamy. Presumably that was it.
It's an interesting one. There wasn't a great deal in it. I think it was 6 of being pushed and half a dozen of falling over on Bergamy's part. Could be deemed to be a bit unlucky there, Tony Daly, but they're definitely making a lot of inroads down this left-hand side.
Throw goes to Inter Milan, who lies second in the Italian First Division with Sampdoria, 1 point behind AC Milan. Berti now for Inter. Cross there towards Serena. Great save. Thought that was just going to slip inside. They reckon Serena probably is the best header of a ball in Italian football, and Berti's cross.
Didn't quite get hold of it, did he, Brian?
Even so, Spink had to cover a bit of ground.
Good save, though, by our Nigel.
Cascarino winning a fair percentage of balls in the air for Villa tonight. This is Pizzi to Bremer. Stringala. Berti. Serena. In goes Price. Bremer. Bit of pressure here from Inter Milan. Pizzi's cross. Klinsmann. Oh, a terrible miss. They might well regret that one. And Villa will be looking amongst themselves in defence.
Certainly not one of Jurgen's best, this, is it? Ball comes across, it looks as though he's got it teed up for a good chance, which he has. That was a bad miss kick.
And Villa are grateful for it.
Absolutely.
It was Nielsen who went down and lost his man. They drew for Pizzi. Good clearance though by Mountfield. Back up to Daly. Now will Daly take on Bergamy? Notice how quickly Matthäus got back still with Tony Daly. Good save by Zenga. And it needed to be. Well, that was terrific play by Tony Daly. Not only did he fool Bergamy, but he held off Matthäus.
Well, he took 3 players on.
And that's a real challenge.
It is a real challenge, and he succeeded. And actually brought out a great save from Zenga. It was a great save.
Agostini. Bergamy again. It in for Serena. Lovely touch by him. Berti on the break again. Cowans going with him. Terrific bit of play there by Gordon Cowans as Inter Milan win their corner. That could have been really dangerous. Berti is so devastating on those breaks from the midfield.
It was good, slow, patient build-up, and Berti, as you say, made another great run, and he looks to be the man most likely.
Such good work by Cowans in defence. Here's the corner. A deep, deep one. Gonna get it away, but only as far as Pizzi. Bremer. Long-range shot. Just over. The Italian flags behind that goal were flapping for a moment there. Dipped a little bit and just cleared the bar. A good effort there by Andy Bremer.
He certainly whacked it. Nigel had it coming.
So another corner for Inter Milan. Called Malastini, the number 6 forward this time. Klinsmann's in there, Berti in there, Serena. A little knot of 4 on the edge of the box. Pizzi going towards the near post, floated high towards them all, and Klinsmann was right in there, and it's not away yet by a long way. The header by Berti, and then Cascarino whacking a foot at it, gets it away only as far as Birch. His header reaches Daly. No, it doesn't. Cowans and Platt with an excellent back pass there.
Well, I'm not sure whether he meant that or not, but I'm sure he did after the game. But hell of a back pass.
Was Birch. Gray, some space for him now as Villa come forward. Cross towards Cascarino, too high for him! Oh! And Platt in at that far post, unmarked, but the bounce was unfavourable and it just slid away from the Aston Villa captain.
Should have been expecting it, I think, but he went in. It was a bit of an awkward bounce for him.
Without doubt, let's go to the daunting task of Inter Milan in the San Siro stadium. They might feel they need another one. Daly. Oh, the back pass for Cowans. They're in disarray for the moment as Platt comes in. Price comes in. Platt! Oh! Against the crossbar!
Well, that was bad luck. That was the one they needed to kill the game off, really. One could be enough, but if this one had gone in, you'd have really fancied Villa at San Siro. I still do a little bit, but there you are. Terrible bad luck there, really. Well robbed by Sid Cowans. Great cross. Ball was played down by Chrissy Price brilliantly. That's bad luck on Villa's part.
Serena. Good break here, Stringara. This could be a problem for Villa. Came off Bray for the corner. Minutes, the second half gone. Villa still leading by a goal to nil. Facing this corner. Taken by Stringara. Came off the head of Nielsen. Raymer playing it in again, and Bergamy. A better touch there, and Villa would have conceded a vital home goal.
Yeah, the corner comes across. They all go in for it. It comes out to Bremer, who shoots, and Bergamy, well, it was a defender's touch. That's all you can say about it. But certainly Villa were put under pressure there and were a trifle lucky to get away with that.
Yes, you seem to think he probably hit his head on the dugout, Trapattoni, and he's now just moved outside the dugout to make sure it doesn't happen.
It's getting desperate when managers at the dugout.
Cascarino. Here's Platt. Here's a chance. Yeah. It's a great goal. David Platt, number 2 for Villa. The Villa bench are on their feet, and the familiar smiling face of David Platt makes it 2 for Aston Villa. What a great piece of finishing again. A lovely ball played in by Cowans, and there's Platt. Ice cool finishing as Zenger comes out. And a wheels away in delight. Cascarino's touch. Cowans was the killer touch. And this is the killer finish. 2-0. David Platt. Jimmy Green.
It was a great move. A great ball by Sid Cowans. Brilliantly controlled by Platt. And David's on his bike.
If it stays this way, you'd really fancy Villa to finish it off in Milan. If Milan get a goal, then I think they would be just slight favourites with that away goal. Here's Klinsmann. Into the side netting though, that won't count. Goal kick.
They're knocking the ball around well, Inter, but there doesn't seem to be much sense of purpose or urgency really with them. I know that Italian teams are very patient, but they seem to lack something tonight. Not taking anything away from Villa, but there's not the urgency one would have thought, having been 2-0 down.
Gray. Daly. Oh, he's turned his man beautifully, and he's away. He's beaten Ferry. Can he finish it off now? Stopped there by Zenger. Cascarino's in there, and it's just over the top. terrifying pace again there by Tony Daly. Well, they say Klinsmann's quick, but this man's quicker.
Well, it was a great run again, a great run. And really, you've got to turn around and say another great save by Zenga. Cascarino a little bit unlucky there. Could have been 3. Should have been 3.
A final whistle. A great night for Aston Villa. A great night for English football. And a 2-0 victory. Applauded by the fans. A massive shot by Kent Nielsen in the first half. And a clinical piece of finishing by the skipper, David Platt, in the second.